Hello everyone and welcome to the top 8 of the 2017 Hoth Open. I'm Zach.
And I'm Steven.
And on the left we have Evan representing Scum and Villainy against the legendary Duncan Howard, also running Scum and Villainy. They're getting going here, so we'll try to break these lists down as they're maneuvering. So I'll dive in a second. You see the asteroids kind of nicely strewn about, and looks like Duncan just looking to joust here with, I'm not sure, it looks like that would be Old Terrak and Manaroo down south with Finrao flanking on the side against Dengar and Bossk. So Dengar and Manaroo still in the fold even after the FAQ.
Even after the FAQ. Yeah, so if those that don't know that there was a recent FAQ, FAQ is essentially a document that FFG prints out, and it basically tells you some new rules or some changes to text, those kinds of things that brings things in better balance. And that has happened recently, so changes had been made, and Manaroo was one of the things hit. Dengar was usually paired with Manaroo, and they're running around together, and they're still in the game.
Well, and a common crew on Dengar was Zuckuss, who also got hit, which is what that whole list kind of just collapsed. So really quick, I'll try to run this down. We got Dengar on the left with the Veteran Instincts, making him a pilot skill 11. Dengar's ability, of course, after defending, if he has whoever he was shooting him in his arc, he gets to shoot them
That's
once
really
around.
nice. Just so, revenge.
Double shot. The K4 security droid, after he executes a green maneuver, he can get a target lock for free.
Nice.
Guidance chip, when he's attacking with a missile or some kind of munition, he can change one of his results to a hit, and because his primary attack value is a 3, he can actually change it to a crit instead. He has the Punishing 1 title, which gives him an extra attack die, which is why it's 3. He has the Unhinged Astromech, which is going to let him
unhinge.
Yeah, all his three maneuvers are green. He also has the plasma torpedoes, of course. So when he hits with that, he gets to strip an extra shield. So just
a killer Dengar.
Angry Dengar, yeah. Then we have Bossk, which I love in the Houndstooth here. And look at this. This is an aggressive fight.
Seriously aggressive.
A lot of times, so Bossk, which we're talking about here, will just kind of hang out in the back. He took a 0 on the first turn, and Duncan is just unwilling to let him sit back and just. Because he has a really weak maneuver dial.
Awakening?
So he doesn't want, those nice templates there on the left.
Awesome.
I wonder where those are from.
Thank you, Evan.
Of course. So Duncan just getting in there. He's like, I'm going to wipe this ship off the board very quickly.
So what's Bossk going to do in return? The homing missile's not going to do much, right?
The homing missile is range 2 to 3. So Bossk with VI, so he's a 9. When he performs an attack that hits before he does damage, he can cancel a crit to add 2 hits. So he can do a lot of pain. Veteran Instincts has Boba Fett, so if he does get a crit, he can knock off an upgrade. He has the K4 security droid as well, so when he does a grain, he gets free target lock. He has the inertial dampeners, which he can discard after removing his dial to not move. Homing missiles range 2 to 3. Your opponent can't spend evade tokens. 4-die attack, pretty strong. 4-LOM, when you attack, you can actually take an ion token to choose one of your opponent's tokens. They can't spend it.
Nice.
So with homing missiles and 4-LOM, he can prevent you from using tokens. And just, if he rolls a crit, double it up and just take an ace right off the board.
Nice.
And guidance chips change one of his results, of course, to a hit or a crit in this case because it's attack 3, which triggers both his ability and Boba Fett.
Wow.
So just super powerful list here. And you can see Duncan here just coming straight down everything in on Bossk, because Bossk can literally just kill Terrak or Finrao.
And Dengar gonna basically start to say, hey, wait a minute, I'll get in on this action.
Yeah, Dengar and Bossk are like, what is happening here? And again, Duncan not gonna let Dengar trigger his ability because he's just going all in here on Bossk. So on the flip side, we have Duncan's list, which is a Mindlink list. Wouldn't you know it?
Seen it everywhere, man.
If one of the ships gets a focus token, they all get it. If one of them gets a stress, they all get it, unless they already have that token.
Yeah, that makes sense.
What is that?
What are we looking at? Oh, the little Dengar, the little figure?
Yeah, what is
little
that?
Miniature? So that's being used to, I think, mark the ability, or it's a target lock or something for, it's from like Imperial Assault.
Yeah, it's a literal Dengar model, which is awesome.
He's using them for something. I remember watching that during the game.
So Dengar here is firing a plasma torpedo at Finrao. So here we go. These guys are getting into it versus the last.
Boom! Oh, and just
money in the bank.
See ya.
Give me the air horn.
And man, that looks like a lot of black showing on those evade dice. So
yeah, so he's taking a crit though. Looks like he took a double damage.
Right,
he's straight out. That's half.
Oh no,
half.
Just 2 damage. Boom.
And that's what this list can do, right? So there goes the missile. Now Bossk.
He's going backside. He's going number 2. He's going to Terrak with the homing missiles. Looks like to me.
Man, he is just. Oh man, that's a crit too.
And just 4 more damage.
All right. Oh my gosh, paint for days.
So that's
he needed a blank. He needed a blank there.
At least 2 evades. And now we're
He's
asking,
got to ask
is
if
he
he
going
wants
to
to Boba Fett. He could Boba Fett the Mindlink.
Oh, he's just going to... He criticals again.
So we're half damage on both these ships. And that's what this Evans list is, such an alpha strike list. It can just blow ships right off the board. Like Biggs, we saw in the other game, he could just easily wipe off the board.
You know what's crazy? Like, both of those situations, if Finn or Turok just blank out, they're off the board.
Yeah, they're just gone. Capital dead.
Dead.
Yeah.
So,
I played against a Dengar Bossk list at our regional a couple weeks ago, and it is brutal.
man, look at these guys. I like seeing these just big dad ships just stacked to the max.
And now Duncan's getting to fire back. So this is looking real bad for Duncan.
So there's another shield. So Bossk, is getting whittled away here.
And that's what Bossk do. 1 agility.
Looks like a couple of hits coming down. More than a couple.
And that's kind of so Duncan, really, it's the gambit, right? You know you're taking those shots when you come in for this. And he is just risking it because he has to get these ships off the board.
Yeah.
You can't wait around because if you do, you just start losing to attrition.
So Duncan's starting to feel probably a little bit worried.
Well, so this is a good thing, right? So Mandaru slides behind Bossk. If Bossk can't shoot backwards, he has a 180 arc, so he can shoot to the sides as well. But ultimately, Duncan, if he can get behind Bossk, it's really hard for Bossk to ever get another shot.
Yeah.
Like, really hard.
This is the problem with Bossk, right?
It is the problem
with Bossk. So did Bossk go
Bossk.
0 here? Or
well, I think Bossk goes inertial dampeners.
Mm-hmm.
And there comes...
Show me the money.
They're using miniatures for days.
Yeah, man, miniatures everywhere. But that is Boss down there, isn't it? That Boss miniature?
I think so.
Little lizard man.
All right, Bossk here, instead of doing 0, actually just bumping.
All right.
Which, not a bad call because now Old Tarek can't shoot you.
Yeah, that's solid.
Man, this happens so fast. I haven't even gotten to Duncan's list.
I know, yeah, we probably need to talk about Duncan's
Lord.
list.
Well,
but
essentially, they're actually doing the action.
It's Mindlink auto thrusters, so we get that out of the way.
On both the guys with Concord Dawn, so if they have you at range 1, you're at range 1, they get a free evade.
Yeah,
if you're in arc. Finn Rao, when he's attacking or defending at range 1, he gets an extra die. And then Old Tarek, when another ship at range 1 spins a focus, assign a focus to your ship. So if they spin focus, they all get it back, right?
So it's no surprise that he's at range 1, like at the start of the game.
Yeah.
Right? Because these ships operate in your grill.
Using those Awakened Navy Temples again, those look so good.
I'm so glad.
I love those.
Just so glad that they do look great. They turned out. Took a lot of time.
So it looks like we got Bossk and Dengar miniatures just hanging out on the field.
Just hanging out. They're marking something. I mean, I think it has to be target locks of some kind.
I think it is target locks. That's actually really clever.
But, he spent the homing missile last turn.
That doesn't mean you don't get a target lock.
That's right. You don't have to spend the target lock.
Once your homing missile's gone, target lock's off the board.
You can't use them.
You
immediately
deactivate your target lock ability.
And we got a lot of focus just all over the board. We've got now looking at range.
Yeah, and his one last note on the Manaru over on the other side, it's effectively the bump master version of Manaru. Anti-pursuit lasers, if you hit, you can take some damage.
Evan rolling straight fire.
All right, it's going to be some damage on Manaru.
2 to Manaru.
Who was shooting there? Was that Bossk? I mean, Dengar?
Must have been Dengar, right?
All right, 1 die here from something. Oh, yes. The pain bot, R5P8. So when you shoot at Manaru, she can roll a die. On a hit, you take a damage for shooting her. On a crit, you both take a damage.
Oh, man.
All right, target lock. Yeah, it's great.
And more fire. Fire.
Right. That was
use the target lock.
With Bossk. I love those as target locks. That's clever.
Yeah, it's really clever. And who's Bossk shooting at here? Oh, man, Duncan nails those evades.
I think it's what he has to have happen, right? Like, you have the auto thrusters when you're out of arc, but, like, you just got to get them.
Yeah, and he went and got them. Let the random number generator
The Concord Dawn Protector is helpful there. All right, 3 hits.
3 more hits. So, this is starting to turn over a little bit.
And a crit.
And it looks like that double damage, too.
Bossk is down to 3.
Out of nowhere, too. I mean, gosh, this is just a fist fight. This is a street fight.
But both of these lists do this thing, right? Which is like pile on the damage early, and you're trying to create an advantage. Like, if you can get a ship off the board and they can't, you're really ahead on that damage curve.
Especially if you have 2 ships and one of them flies out. It's like, I'm down to 1 ship.
But the thing about this, right, is that Dengar is going to be left, and Finn and Old Tarek are both half health.
Yeah.
So, like, he can do some work.
Speaking of work, don't you wish you had a focus?
If only.
All right, so furious rolling.
Just
smoke
craziness. What's Duncan rolling here? Is this Manaroo shooting range 1?
This probably is the...
Yeah, it's Manaroo back. This could be a dead Bossk. He needs an evade. Blank.
Doesn't get it.
I think that was just 5. Oh, hit crit. Not a double damage. So 1 health left on Bossk. Going to be important because he's a pilot skill 9, so he's probably going to get 1 more shot before he just...
Where does Bossk go right here?
I think he does like a 2 or a 3 bank so that he can turn his arc sideways and also get past a ship. Right?
Yeah, get past these guys. All right, so Jump Master just taking its time.
And man, I wish we did have curves here to show the damage happening on these ships and what needs to happen for either player to win. Duncan effectively needed to get a little bit ahead there on the curve.
I feel like he got behind immediately and then made up for it immediately.
Yeah, so he got behind. Honestly, Evan needed either of those initial hits on Finn or Old Terek to just kill the ship. Like when it was just a crit that got through instead of like multiple damage.
Yeah, I mean that would have been super nice.
Because he could have literally, like, it's not even statistically improbable to wipe both ships.
That's nuts. I don't even want to think about a world where that happens.
It's some serious firepower.
And there's the maneuver. So let's take a look. What are we doing here? Moving.
And being at pilot skill 9, he's going to bank in there. I think a 1 bank.
Thanks, skis.
And what makes me nervous about this is that I'm not sure Bossk is going to even have a shot.
Yeah, that's gonna be a real problem, isn't it?
Yeah.
Always is. And he just got the front arc, right?
He's got a 180. So it's all the way side to side.
That's right. He's got the sides.
Oh,
man.
Here comes the sun.
This may have just been called so correctly by Duncan. That is just absolutely devastating.
Is that fitting in there and in arc?
I think that's out of arc.
If he has that shot, you can't see it. I think he's got the shot, man.
I think he's got the shot, and I think he's out of arc or Bossk.
Oh, yeah. That's just perfect, and he's going to unload on Bossk. And Dengar's probably going to bump now, too.
That's killer. I mean, that's...
Oh, Dengar going the other direction.
That's just killer. So Dengar going to kind of do a reposition here.
Which is probably why Bossk only did a 1 bank. But that's... So I would have leaned towards a 2 bank with Bossk to get him out of that range 1 threat.
And just kind of like explode that arc around the field a little bit more?
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
But, you know, these are the small choices that you make that now all of a sudden we're looking at no shots from Bossk, and we're looking at what we have to imagine is a dead Bossk.
It would have to go real good.
Unless Dengar can get it done. I mean, maybe Dengar can get him off the board.
Oh, that's very true.
It's possible. I mean, it's 2 health sitting there. And... well, auto thrusters.
Auto thrusters is good.
Gonna help.
And a focus. So
it is range 1 though. Looks like.
All right.
Guess we'll find out.
Nope.
There's 3 hits.
Yeah, you got to go for it. Target locking. Blank City.
2 hits.
No way out of this one. Gonna auto thrusters for the extra one. Not getting them off the board.
Yep. This is you feel the sludge. You feel the inertia of damage here, and just misses it.
Just missed. Yep. Unfortunate.
Devastating.
And
devastating. Look at all those dice.
The thing too is, I think Bossk could have
Mama Yahtzee! Look at all those hits. They're all hits.
Got
man.
1 evade. Doesn't matter.
Finally hit the evade.
Finn Rao range 1 with the extra die. So the other, fascinating thing there is, I think Bossk could have inertial dampened it, and then had a range 1 on Finn Rao.
Interesting. All right, so we're back. I think this has swung. Now, not to say that Dengar can't win this, but it's going to be very difficult.
Yeah. He needed a little more juice there.
You need a lot of action here on these Protectorate starfighters. You need to just clear them out.
And now, so Dengar still has the plasma torps, right? He could really easily just 2 health on Finn and Old Terek is dangerously low. But again, they normally have that focus token. They also have the Concordance, so if you get the extra die, they're getting the extra evade. And auto thrusters just makes them so consistent.
Yeah, look at this. Yeah, teams gathering yet again for another pass.
Yeah.
And Duncan's got to feel good here. I think he kind of found his way out of what could have been a really bad situation.
And that's what had to happen,
though, right?
Is that like Finn and Old Terek needed to survive, and he needed to get Bossk off ASAP. Paid off.
It did
took the
pay
gamble,
off.
and it paid off hard.
Sometimes it does. All right, there's Evan. Got to root for Evan a little bit because he's using our templates.
That's right.
Looks like it just... You got a lot of work to do here, Evan. A lot of work to do.
Yeah. So getting the free target lock after doing the green. Going to barrel roll, so he's out of range here of Finrao. Very good maneuvering. It's him and Manaru firing at each other. He's got the target lock. And this is just kind of what he needs to start working on.
Laying it down, looking, adjusting.
Yeah, he can slide up or down. If he goes back, he might be able to get Manaru in primary, which would be the ideal situation.
That is ideal.
I think no, I don't think that math ever works out.
Math? There's math involved?
You know, the degrees and angles and stuff.
I do know, and that is why I am so scared of X.
So here, checking range from Old Tarek to Manaru, because if Manaru spends the focus, he can... Manaru passing, because she's now limited to range 1.
Yep.
Passing the token.
And rolling a hit. That's not what we need to get back in this game.
Yeah, because Dengar here...
But,
I think Dengar took a target lock on Old Tarek. You see the little Dengar model?
Yeah. Dengar showed up. And there's Manaru rolling for that, what is that, the R5P8? You call that the hate droid?
The pain bot.
Pain bot. Hate droid will work too, right? Looks like 2 and 2.
Swoosh.
All right. That's 1 damage. We got 1 to 0 on that exchange.
Hey, let's go, Evan.
Not horrible.
Rooting for the underdog. All right, this is just painful spot.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, right?
There's no outs, right?
When there's a lot.
I mean, with dice, there's always outs. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But
I think what I was gonna say is that when you get to this level of this event, the out is never going to be my opponent just makes bad decisions.
Yeah.
It might happen. They make a questionable decision, but Duncan is ahead enough now that he can just play
fundies.
Fundamental,
play math.
consistently math-based decisions, and that's what you're going to see him do.
And here, all of a sudden, everything is just collapsing around Dengar, as if it were planned. We've got a kind of a big obstacle in the way here in the form of Manaru. We've got Old Tarak now facing in, and of course, Finrao going to follow suit.
Yeah, just really trying to
where
pin
do you
Dengar
go
here.
as Dengar? Where do you possibly go? You go right into that jump master.
Yeah, I think the call would have been a 1 left turn. But, bumping's not that awful because now Manaru can't shoot you. But at the same time, if he had 1 turn, he's facing Old Tarek.
Yeah.
So when he gets shot, he can shoot back. But a bump master failing to do anything there.
Is that anti-pursuit that was hidden there?
Mm-hmm.
I forget. Is
that
that
anti-pursuit lasers you roll and hit or crit doesn't damage to him.
Didn't happen.
Nope. Oof.
Oh, Lodi. Target locking for 2 hits.
Yep. And got the paint.
Got the paint, yeah.
And here we go.
You really just needed that to go exceedingly well for you.
Yeah. And you got to take your shots. When you get behind and you recognize you're behind in a game of X-Wing, there are things you can do to take like the, from downtown shot.
Yeah.
And you've got to take those shots and sometimes they pay off and sometimes they don't. I think it's going into the game, I think Evan's list is favored and Duncan took his downtown shot early and it paid off.
Yeah, it did. It worked really well. And it happened. So Dengar now just trying to fend these guys off. I don't think it's going to happen. That's a tough recovery there. Just very difficult. And important to mention, I guess, at this time that we do have X-Wing subscriptions happening.
How does that work?
Well, let me tell you, Zach, you sign up for a subscription, and then whenever Wave of Ships releases, we charge you and send them to you.
That seems easy.
It's very easy.
Yeah, it's really
guaranteed supply. Prices maintains MSRP, just standard pricing every time. And then also important to note that whenever waves sometimes are broken up, they're doing this with the movies now.
This past December, the Striker and the U-Wing came out early.
Yes, yeah. So if that happens, we will charge you for the 2 ships and send them. And then we'll charge you for the rest of the wave when it comes out and send them. So always get you the ships as soon as possible.
Yeah, because I know, with that wave, we had a lot of customers who had ordered all of that wave 10 together.
Yeah, pre-order everything together.
You can't ship it until it's all here.
Yeah.
But that's just a nice way to know you're getting everything as it comes out and not have to worry about it. That's
it.
I'm a 1 ship. At this point, I basically get 1 of everything. And then if I really like a ship, like Sabine Sci Fighter, I'll pick up an extra.
But
but yeah, check it out.
Yeah, check it out, guys.
As Duncan now.
Yeah, the
coming to town.
promotions always are triggered whenever you have that single ship limping
It's
around
like,
the board.
All right, now
hey
it's
guys,
time.
before you go,
let's talk about something else for a minute.
This has literally been just like an adrenaline rush of an X-Wing game. I gotta tell you,
it's like when they shotgunned this game.
Yeah, they did. That's right.
Let's get all that first turn. They rolled like 800 dice.
I feel like it's been just fast forwarded.
Yeah,
they did.
This is on normal speed. We didn't have to speed this one up at all. A lot of times you cut dial time and you cut all this stuff out to make it more concise, and then no,
just action, nonstop action.
All right, doing the old train track maneuver here to get the ship here. There's actually, so when you one turn with the big ship, there's a moment where it's off the tracks. There's just no
There's anti-pursuit right there.
Oh, man. I think you got it, too. Just damage.
Yeah, just smoked. Boom.
All right, Dengar down to 1.
All right, so the chances are about 1% here.
I would go less.
0.01.
Yeah, that's
0.05.
I'll give him a 0.05. All right. Oh, 0.0. 0.00.
Yeah, now we're definitely...
Well, it's 2-2. You got it.
Yeah, but
Dengar's firing.
We've got evades there.
Yeah, Dengar needed a hit there. Real good.
All right, here we go. And sayonara, Dengar. Oh, ye.
All right. Huge congrats to Duncan. We'll see you in the top 4.
And Evan as well. And thank you for buying our templates, Evan. We really appreciate that. And congrats on making it to the top 8. That is no small task. This was 300 some odd people at this tournament?
353. Somewhere way up there. Crazy tournament. So
amazing.
Congrats to you guys. And for everyone watching, we'll catch you in the top 4. And don't forget.
Keep playing.